Okay, if you see that now we are talking about the oral hypoglycemic agent to maintain the normal glucose levels. Okay, so as I told you already, so once the normal mechanism, this physiological mechanism completely failed for the patient, the other one have to be depend on the oral hypoglycemic agent. Okay, first thing, we depend on the insulin where the person is suffering with the type 1 diabetes mellitus, but in some cases of the type 2 diabetes mellitus also where the insulin deficiency was completely is present, okay, because of the B cell atrophy. So in such cases also we are administering the insulin to the patient. Okay, so the first thing is the insulin is that which comes under the hypoglycemic age. Insulin is the one which is comes for the treatment of the diabetes mellitus. Okay, so next thing where we come here, second drug of mechanism is the biguanides. Okay, biguanides is the example of the metformin. So what is the mechanism of action of biguanides, which example of the metformin? That is nothing but it is increasing the insulin sensitivity and increasing the glucose uptake and decreasing the glycosenolysis. Okay, these three mechanisms which has done by this metformin. Okay, what does it do here? Let us see clearly. So as you know that this is the liver. Okay, how this insulin sensitivity and glucose uptake is increasing in the sense. So after administering of this metformin, this metformin which is stimulating the insulin, thus the glucose is entering into the liver. Okay, so this is a just you please go through, my dear student, the glucose which been entering into the liver by the stimulation of the insulin from the bloodstream. So at the same time the next is glucose is converting as a glycogen. Okay, so the glucose is converting as a glycogen. So at the same time essentially this metformin which is preventing the glycogen to be converting as a glucose. Okay, that is nothing but two mechanisms are working out, my dear student. That is nothing but increasing the glucose uptake and decreasing the glycosenolysis. That is nothing but this metformin what does do here this is stimulating the insulin so that glucose is entering into the liver. Okay, so that is nothing but glucose uptake mechanism is complete here. Okay, so at the same time so as you know that in the liver the glucose is converting as a glycogen, and under the breakdown of the glycosenolysis again glucose is entering into the bloodstream. That is a normal mechanism. But when this metformin was administered to the patient, the stimulation of the glucose uptake into the liver, but this is inhibiting the glycosenolysis so that again glucose cannot be enter into the bloodstream. Okay, so this the mechanism which has done by the metformin. Okay, so this is the drug of the choice of the biguanides. And next we'll see the secondly we have here, that is nothing but here if you see that, okay, adipose tissue. Second thing is the insulin sensitizers. Okay, insulin sensitizers example here you have to just go through, my dear student. Thiazolidine diones. Okay, thiazolidinones. Okay, here so what does this thiazolidinones, okay, thiazolidinones, what does the do here? They increase the insulin sensitivity and decrease the free fatty acids release. Okay, so what does they do here? Increase the insulin sensitivity and decrease the free fatty acids release. First we'll see. Okay, so these thiazolidine diones which inhibits the release of the free fatty acids from the adipose tissue into the bloodstream. Okay, so once these free fatty acids again which is being entering to the bloodstream again converting as a glucose, okay, for maintenance of the energy. So what does what we have to do here? We have to prevent this mechanism. Okay, so we have to inhibit the free fatty acid release from the adipose tissue. For that we are administering the thiazolidinones. Okay, And so here now free fatty acids release is decrease. Okay, this already we've been approached. Next thing is the insulin sensitivity is increased. Okay, so the same drug, what does they do here? They are stimulating the insulin, okay, insulin to be enter into the uptake of the glucose by the liver. Okay, so that is nothing but increase insulin sensitivity. So here what is happening, once the insulin which been triggering and enter into the uptake of mechanism by the liver, in the sense the glucose is entering into the liver, so thus the glucose levels are decreasing in the bloodstream. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action of the thiazolidinediones. Okay, so that is the second drugs. Okay, first we have talked about the bicarbonates, example of the metformin, and next one is the thiazolidinediones. Okay, so this is the second one.